I'll put a timestamp if y'all don't want to hear this. That way you can just skip to the haircut. What's going on, guys? So figure I do this a little bit differently than how I do my other videos. That way y'all can actually see me and, I mean, I got a profile picture, but y'all know what I look like, connect with the content creator that y'all are watching. So yeah, also just to show, a little bit behind the scenes. You can't really see the rest of the shop, but this is my chair. This is where I cut all of my clients or anyone I may use for video. So yeah, this is where the magic happens. I'm really grateful for every single one of y'all that comes into my chair and think I cut good or just like my content or just anything like that. It's greatly appreciated. So I appreciate y'all watching, and let's get into the video.
Let me know what y'all think of the intro. It's first time doing something like that. So if y'all want me to throw more intros in the beginning of my videos, let me know. That is something I will do. Or if you hate it, you can let me know that too. Or just any other ideas for content, like outside of just cutting hair behind the scenes type of thing, comment it down below and I will do my best to accommodate. Today we got the man, the myth, the legend, Jacob in the chair. That's my boy Jacob. Y'all, this my day one right here. From before even like barber school, like first day of barber school, I was messing him up. He trusted the process and helped me get to where I am today. So big shout out to my dog Jacob. So for this cut we're doing, he wanted to buzz his hair off. So I believe I'm cutting it with like a 5 or a 6 right now. This was like a month ago when I did this haircut. So I want to say I ended up going with a 4 guard against the grain. And whenever I'm cutting the top down like this, regardless if it's a big chop or they already have a buzz and I'm just buzzing it shorter, I like to take my time, making sure I really go against the grain of the hair, combing it out as I go, running the comb against the grain of the hair, followed by the guard right behind it to make sure it gets it as close and to the desired length as possible. Once I get everything down to the desired length on top, I will go ahead and begin my taper process. As you can see, I went ahead and balded it out, and I'm just removing that initial guideline. I like to fade up for the most part. Sometimes I'll fade down a little bit, depends on the style or, just the haircut in general. But I like to blend upwards. And in most instances, I like to get through my steps and then I'll come back and do all the like heavy detail work at the end because it makes me cut a little more efficiently. And if I'm booked all day, I want to follow a system that'll help save time and make sure I'm on track and not getting behind too much. Because at the end of the day, our biggest battle as barbers is the battle against time. So, yeah. Now I'm going through the same system on the back taper now. For the back taper, I'm doing the same steps that I use on the side. Bald line, clipper open, one guard open, and then blending downward with the 1.5, starting open, going down to close, removing the initial guideline, of course, and the one line with the half guard. And then I'll do the detail work with the one guard. And since this is only like a 3 on the side, that should all blend right into it. It shouldn't be too complicated. But yeah, I'll shut up until we get to the lineup now. So on Jacob's head, his occipital bone is somewhat prominent, and it leaves like a shadow that almost looks like a line. And this is when like knowing your client and just a bit of experience and head shape knowledge, all that comes into play, because there's been times, or there'll be times, where you try to take some out and it's really just a shadow in the head, and you'll be sitting there for like 30 minutes and like, bro, this is not coming out. And it's like, bro, it's not gonna come out. So just keep that in mind. And as you can see, I did put a durag on him just because since his hair was long, it was all frizzy and sticking up since I had cut it all off. It helped lay it a little bit. Honestly, if I had the time, I should have like properly shampooed and conditioned his hair and let it sit for longer, like the durag. But we were on a time crunch, so did what I could do. But yeah, as always for the lineup, there will be areas where you do have to do a professional pushback, just because the anatomy of a person's forehead is not two dimensional. So it has to come upwards in the corners, and sometimes you will have to push it back just a tad bit to get the line to be as straight as possible. That don't mean take it back like 2 inches, but you know, within reason. For the enhancements, I am using this Kiss, like the one that comes in a can. These are cool. They're not the greatest in my opinion in terms of like controlling it. There's better ways to apply it. Personally, I like to use the airbrush. I got a new compressor now for my enhancements, so that's what I've been doing. Now just gonna do some detail work and hit it with the razor. Looking back at this, I feel like I should have cut his hair a little bit lower, like one guard lower, and freehanded it more. Because there was definitely still some frizz towards the end. That's okay. We make not necessarily mistakes, but there's always things you can do better, and you learn from that and move forward. But yeah, this is the cut. Y'all drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Comment any like video ideas you may have, and comment, like, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.